Welcome back to another episode of the ridgewaypod. I'm your host Udoy, and I'm here with Ush, and we're back with another spectacular episode. Lots of talking points for this episode, and I think the best place to start is to see where our Lakers are doing. But before we get into that, please hit that subscribe button. We love the views, we love the comments, and all the love that always shared when it comes to supporting us. And yeah, we're gonna keep putting out videos as long as you keep supporting us. So yeah, please hit that subscribe button and share and let us know your thoughts on our thoughts. But yeah, Ush, the face of the league. That's pretty much the talking points. I think what we're gonna hover around today. So first of all, let's get into the Lakers, especially since the Luka trade. Luka is now that has no limits restriction. He's playing. They're figuring stuff out, and it seems to be working in the wins column. The Lakers are now fourth in the West, 36 wins, 21 losses, and I think they're like 2 games behind the Grizzlies, who are the second seed. So, all in all, so far seems pretty successful. I'll let you start off with some of your observations on what you're seeing so far, and I'll jump in.
I just want to start off with first, like the Luka trade is such a funny like the Lakers are always in national media, but it's so funny like you always realize that like even though they're in national media all the time, people don't really watch like every game because no one's gonna watch every game of every team, right? But I've heard there's a lot of conversation about like oh look how good the Lakers are since they got Luka, like look how good the Lakers are since they got Luka. Like I just want to say, like we weren't like a poverty team. Like we've been sitting at 4 seed the entire year. We've been playing really well, and I wanted to just go over that point because I wanted to give like a quick highlight on since like January, since those 2 games that got postponed because of the fires.
Yeah,
we've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in 2 months of game. 2 months of games. Which is insane. In between that time, we had a 4-game win streak, a 6-game win streak, and we're now on another 4-game win streak. So the Lakers have been playing some elite basketball, and now they're trying to give JJ Redick credit and all this, but it's like we've been playing elite basketball the whole year. But that's just a preface I wanted to give. But with the whole Luka experience so far, it's been really fun. Like a lot of the games have been like
nail biters.
So much like there's just so much like it reminds me so much of like Hedo's era, like just so much crazy plays. Every game, LeBron and Luka will do some next stuff, and LeBron, LeBron's turning into like he like winded back the clock all the way because he doesn't even hold the ball anymore. I think there's a stat that came out that all the games that Luka has played in and started in, LeBron's only I think the percentage on ball, like holding the ball, like ball dominant percentage is only like 14%. And I think Reeves has a higher percentage of ball handling than LeBron. And then Luka's at like 30%.
I have a quick stat on that. So like time on ball and ball dominance percentage in the last 3 games, it is, so this is like from 28 today, like the February 28th. Luka 20.2 minutes, 40%. Reeves 14.5 minutes, 27%, and LeBron is at 13.4 minutes, which is 25%. So even Reeves is holding the ball more than LeBron, which you've been seeing if you watch the games.
But it's like would we even talk about fit where like LeBron's gonna make it work. Like LeBron is like the most Swiss Army knife player you can find ever in NBA history, and he's just showing it again. Luka is. I don't really have any expectations or disappointments or praises. Like he's just getting back into rhythm. He hasn't played. I think he said this is the most he's not played in the NBA season this year because of the hamstring and the ankle and all the injuries that he's going through. This is the most he's not played this season. So, and it's a whole new system, a whole new team. I'm just going to let him do his thing. He already, like last night was his worst game with us and he had like 21, 13 and 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just so impressed with the month of February from LeBron, bro. He has turned up to another level. He's playing better than he did last year. He's playing better, not 2 years ago, 2020 when he was crazy, but 2022 he was crazy. But he's playing so much better. Like even though like his ankles, whatever injury he has going on, but he's been playing so lights out. Him and AR, bro, they have taken like this whole Luca thing in stride. Like nothing has changed for them.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, we're just well for AR, it's like, well, okay, I can be third player again. That's cool. I don't care. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter to him, and he's been hooping all the time. And then LeBron over here, I think LeBron's first team All NBA. I think LeBron is first team All NBA this
Well,
year,
you see the
and
Bucks
I think he's.
today, especially like the way everyone's been talking about it today,
Mhm.
especially like if you've been watching the last month or so, and when ADC even started missing the games because of the ab injury and stuff, which was a couple only, but LeBron's not just doing that, like he's taking defensive assignments well too, and we've seen LeBron dial in on defense, not 20 like for nobody does for full 48 minutes because that's not his role, but even now it's like, okay, well, Luca and Reeves are doing the offensive stuff. Like I can't be a slouch. Like we saw him yesterday, like going crazy and like jumping and doing the hop thing and like just tracking it down. They're forcing shot clock violations with Vando and
Yeah,
Dodo.
I think Nas. I think he was guarding Nas like the majority of his primary defender. Nasri does like one
It's
for 10.
crazy. Yeah.
Like and like the amount of activity he has, like just the amount of like effort that he can put in because he doesn't hold the ball anymore. Like literally all of
Yeah.
his points in the first 3 quarters were coming from catch and shoot threes, transition buckets, and cuts to the basket. And then
Yeah.
obviously he has his middies here and there. And then this is so perfect for LeBron because fourth quarter, he's like, okay, it's my time now. Like, I have enough energy. He goes, what, 16 points in the fourth or something like that, I think?
Yeah.
Last night? Yeah.
And he's second in fourth quarter points in the whole league, by the way,
It's insane. It's just
which
insane.
is pretty clutch of him. Like, come on. No, but it's pretty crazy. Like, yeah, like you said, he's now in the updated Kia MVP ladder. He's number 5. Like, and we never expected that. Like, to be honest, I'm pretty sure AD was in the top 10 when AD got traded. Remember? Like, this was not too long ago, like 9 games ago. And like, again, shout out AD, like crazy season. But LeBron was like, like cruising through a little bit, and it's fine. He's 40 years old.
LeBron, I thought this was gonna be the first season. Like, LeBron's not gonna hit the 25 points per game again.
Per game mark, yeah.
Yeah, because like, but then like like right now he's right back up. He's like 24.8 or something like that. He's like back there right again. He's probably gonna finish this season averaging 25
while playing defense like that too. And his team needs it. By the way, they don't have much point of attack defense, and even the defenders that can't really be offensive players. Certain players are like that, which is like it's weird. It's a mess. They don't have center. They don't have rim protection. He needs to get those rebounds. Like it's a lot, and he's doing all that at 40 years old. Playing defense, scoring clutch points in the fourth, and all at the same time making sure Luka feels comfortable. Like that's crazy. And this season, like in my personal opinion, it's like a wash. Like after the trade happened, because not in a negative way, in a way where it's like, well, now you got to build it around Luka. But obviously now you hear this big radio. I mean, the big networks and the people on social media being like, well, low-key, they seem like a contender sometimes. Like, and it's true when you have like Luka and LeBron James, it's like, oh, shouldn't it be? But everyone's like, okay, give them grace, but at the same time, it's like, wait, what if? Like,
but the Lakers they have the highest winning percentage in against teams over 500, and against all the team like all the top teams in the West. I think they're like 15-8 this season. Like I think the next team is the OKC, and then it's Cavs, and then Celtics. But it's like, okay, so OKC, Cavs, and Celtics, those are all championship contenders.
So yeah, like they keep, right there. Like why does the Lakers keep ending up on these lists where everyone's ceilings is a chip or a bust? Like not bust, but chip or nothing, right? Like
we gotta give credit to JJ, man. He literally lost his like NBA defender, one of the best defenders ever, and he literally made this defense like, bro, I think we're number 2 or number 3 in net rating defense right now. Our offense is the one that's looking like, looking a little bit shaky here and there because but we're figuring out the offense, right? But the defense is like insane. Like we're literally number 3 in net rating, where we play this like 3-2 zone. Like it's the most I seen somebody tweet it yesterday. It's like, congrats, JJ Redick. You've created the most like try-hard defense in the regular season. It's the funniest thing ever. And I'm like, and we like, and the personnel too. Look, DFS is just playing he's playing lights out.
You
Like
see the
anytime he has
rotations?
minutes, dude, it's
It's
crazy.
like if
And then
he's
you
at the
watch,
top, he runs in to
yeah,
the
dude, and
corner,
then you watch what's
contest.
it called? You watch Rui and Vando. You watch Rui and Vando. Go watch that Nuggets game. That's the real
Yeah.
against
Oh,
Jokic, man.
the four-man
Like
blitz. The four-man blitz.
what do you got to do? You got to do, man. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like
Yeah. That
it's
was a great
and
game.
he only Jokic had like 2 made field goals and then 12 free throws made. Like
Yeah.
like he played horrible. And then you look, and then I gotta give a shout out to Jackson Hayes, man.
You
Jackson
have to.
Hayes, Jackson Hayes needs more minutes. I feel like I know that like the more he stays on the court, the more he can get exposed. But I'm like, he's kind of like the only comparable center, and like
He
he
is.
just works so well with Luca and Braun. Just because he's just a lob threat. He's
But
gonna
he's
always be a
also still
lob threat.
figuring it out because I saw yesterday like Luca threw a weird pass. It felt like because it's like
Mm.
maybe that's a pass Lively can get to or Gafford once got to, but like or DJJ, but like it out of bounds because you know that one like yesterday they kind of gave up that like big lead
Mm-hmm.
and it was like their offense just died for like a
That's the
couple
most
minutes.
like that's the most
But
like
but I think like
what's it called?
it can like it's just chemistry. You just got to keep playing through it. But so Jackson should be on the floor, and again, a rebounder at the end of the day. And the thing is, we never seen Hayes try this much. So he is taking most of the opportunity given to him. That's all you can ask for, truth be told. So like it's like if you brought a guy from a G League and it's like he's just gonna play his butt off, and it's like, oh, okay, we have to reward that and like go with the flow because there's no injured center, by the way, that we're waiting on. That's
Oh,
coming.
we did bring a guy for the G League too, and he's playing his ass
Oh
off too.
yeah,
Like, yes, was it Goodwin?
yeah,
Oh, like
yeah.
he got a mask on and everything. He's playing amazing. I think the only player on our team
Alex
right now,
Lamb.
the only player on our team right now that like you're getting minutes and like you're not even like what's it called, producing at all. Like you're making dumb mistakes and you're cost. It's Dalton Connect, and then like and I see on
Yeah.
Twitter, everybody's on his ass like, and they're on his ass like. Yeah, for a reason. Like he's playing really bad. He played like 15, 16 minutes last night. We're starting to get hurt. He's gonna have to play more minutes, and he's just like a lot of the processes. He's just messing up. You know,
And
like he
it
just
is
can't be
true.
a catch and shoot player on this team because we play the defense that we play is a team defense. Like we
Yeah.
have to rotate, we have to cover our backsides. That's how we play defense. And then on offense, he just can't find his rhythm. Like yesterday, he got fouled and he breaks both free throws, and it's like those little things. And I understand like he's a rookie, and obviously he came off this weird trade denied. You know, I feel bad, but look, man,
Yeah,
if
with the
this
program.
team has a championship aspirations, and they kind of do this year. We're 2 games back at the 2 seed, man. We're gonna be in the offs. Like if this team has championship aspirations, man, Dalton's gonna have to step up a little bit.
I think so because Dalton, I think it's the trade that really messed him up. I remember in the beginning where he's like not dabbing anyone up, this, and that. He's just in his feelings a little bit, which is understandable because you know you just traded me. He flew to Charlotte and then he flew right back. So that's all that's happening. But the thing is, okay, as a rookie, if you're not a natural defender and you're not figuring out the team defense part, that's one thing, right? Every rookie kind of has that thing, even superstar rookies, right? Because offense is usually what gets you the top pick. You know what I mean? But when he was playing and he was a rising star and rookie of the year ballot like type of play and stuff like that, like after Jared McCain went down, connect like that there was a confidence in his play pre-trade. Him playing with the Max Christie and playing with Reeves and everybody and LeBron. He had that swag. Like remember him and Bronny would be on the thing and it's like in this, and then like he's dunking it, he's doing everything, and he's not passing to Bronny. That's the joke, but like he was getting those heavy minutes too, and like JJ was trusting him. But at post trade, I feel like he's in his head a little bit, and he needs to kind of figure it out. I know it's not easy, of course, but it's like, dude, you're in a pretty sick situation, and you have Luka and LeBron passing you the ball. At the end of the day, like you know how we always say, like if you double Luka, LeBron is gonna be open, but if you double both of them, it's like the Team USA team or the RDC World. It's like. Then we doubled KD and LeBron. Yeah, but then they have Steph, right? It's like, yeah, I'm not saying Dalton and Reeves are Steph, but hey, man, you're not like there's no one to guard you, so you're gonna be open all the time. Make most of it and get your shit back together. Like you get your name back up there too. So and a championship aspiration. So it's a pretty sick situation for Dalton, to be honest.
It is like he's in this Kuzma situation. like
Yeah,
Kuzma was with the Lakers, because he's an older rookie. He's 24 years
of
old,
course. Yeah, same
and
thing.
so it's like, there's not a lot of there's your game's your game, bro. But like, you gotta
Yeah.
learn the little things. That's what he needs to. He needs to kind of just lock in a little bit. He'll
Uh,
be
But,
fine.
but you know,
But
him
it's
being older, it was a maturity thing that, like, oh, like
mm,
him and Kuzma, like they already kind of mature. Like their game is already kind of refined. They're
mm,
ready to go now. Like you always say, right? Like
hmm
those kind of third, fourth year college players. So it's like you already have that. You're actually a perfect type of fit for this team.
yeah. He
You know
just
how
gotta
to
find
be.
his confidence. He's
Yeah,
going through a little
you know
slump.
how to be coached. He knows how to listen. He knows where to be. Kind of like because he didn't do one and done. He's like seasoned. So
I'll say this
yeah,
last thing about the Lakers before I move on.
yeah.
We are shooting like the most pitiful. Like, we're shooting like legit dog shit 3-point percentage since Luca has come on the team. Like, we are breaking every wide open three and we're winning these games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when we start hitting these three, like
Yeah,
LeBron's
right.
the only person who can hit a three in this team right now. When
Which
we
is
start hitting
yeah,
these threes, and Luca starts finding his shot, Lucas, all his shots are short. Like, it's all legs. Like,
yeah.
once he finds that, like, it's scary, man. Like, you don't know anything can happen in the playoffs.
That's
So,
that's that's the thing. Like
and you have Luca and LeBron. It's like, dude, like,
yeah, like it's like
I just need Luca healthy.
look. JJ has like will make schemes and run plays and stuff, but then it's Luca and LeBron are two coaches on the floor, and either one of them can go nuclear at any given time. Like LeBron doesn't need to do it for a longer period, which means he can even be more dangerous when he picks his spots, which he has been in those fourth quarter moments. And Luca, it's like he can just carry the whole game, and he's young, 26-year-old, like just run the show. And like that's the thing. LeBron can win you 2 games, and Luca can win you 2 games. That's 4 games. Like you're each series. It's funny. And then there's always a win where the team plays good. Rui
Mm-hmm.
gets 20, Reeves
Or
gets
Reeves will
25,
have. Remember Reeves against like game two
Memphis,
against
or
Memphis? He went
yeah,
crazy. He had like
yeah,
27 points. He took over the fourth. He was literally handling
yeah.
the ball.
That's
Then.
what
And
Luca and LeBron just
Reeves
sit in the
can do
corner.
that, dude.
So that's
And
the
but
thing. It's the
yeah,
potential. It's scary. Like, and it's like, and it's not if, it's when. So that's
mhm.
the thing. And is it next year with a center where it like full potential comes out? Because LeBron loves his centers and Luka loves his lob threat centers. So it's like that. Or this year, how far can you go? You guys should really tap into it and think it.
100%. Yeah.
And so that's pretty much how the Lakers games have been going. And then LeBron has something to say post game, which is very, very interesting. I'll just do like the quick quote, and I guess we'll get into
Yeah.
the context of it. But pretty much, LeBron was asked about like the whole face of the league conversation, especially with Anthony Edwards. We know, if you don't know, Anthony Edwards kind of said that's what Wemby's for, like a couple of weeks ago, like during All Star break. And the kind of the sound bite of it all was, why do you want to be the face of the league when all the people that cover and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis shits on everybody? Obviously, I didn't ask for it. I feel ant. So there's like lots to unpack there. And like again, we're gonna get into it. So it's an interesting one because it's LeBron, it's King James, it's the best player in the world, second best, or your GOAT if it's your GOAT, if not top whatever all time, saying something like that, which is pretty crazy and
It's
which is
crazy.
cool. It's crazy, but it's cool to say because he's someone who knows what he's saying. Like it's not like a
Well, if
young
anybody can talk about face of the league, it's LeBron. He's
right.
been the face of
So
the league for 22 years. Like,
yeah,
it's not nothing new.
so there's a lot to unpack there, kind of. I want to say one thing about this whole face of the league thing, right? At the end of the day, I do think that I don't have this rehearsed or anything like that, so this is just like word vomit. But for me, face of the league, it's kind of like earned, like you know what I mean? Like you naturally progress to that level because there's so many good players in the 2000s, in the 90s, if you want to say 2010s, but and sometimes you have multiple kind of face of the leagues. Sometimes it's not necessarily always the best player like in the world in that situation. But I think what he's talking about is like how the media kind of portrays, and not just the media, social media as well. I do get because I did see the clips of Gilbert Arenas and Stephen A's back and forth with Wendy today too. So we're pretty much kind of talk about reference all of that, and it's like there's like a fine line between being the face of the league and like being glazed or whatever and being respected, like being earned, like but then also it's like like Tim Duncan is a great player as anybody, but I don't know if he was ever face of the league. Like you know what I mean? There's context
Yeah, no,
always
no, no,
involved.
yeah.
So it's
Well,
weird, right? But and that's the thing, the face of the league thing is a weird conversation too, because there's always like who's the best player in the NBA. No one ever used to say face of the league. Like it's like an unspoken thing. I feel like, right?
You know what the thing is? Like,
It's them back, yeah,
I feel like the NBA media and like NBA fans have like turned into like corporate like
yeah,
stockbrokers or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why are we
Face
as
of the league.
fans
Is that an
worried
ambassador?
about, yeah,
Like,
worried about like
yeah,
ambassadors or money coming in or money
right.
going out or rate, like, you know, whenever people talk about ratings conversation, it's like, bro, why do you give a shit about ratings, bro? Like, I watch Washington versus Magic because Paulo's playing. Like, I don't care about ratings, man. Like, we're
Yeah.
fans of the game here. Like, you know, and then you get to like what Stephen A. Smith was saying this morning. Like,
Well, he did
look,
what LeBron said he does.
literally what he does, right?
That was
Okay,
funny.
so
But
I'll
yeah,
tackle it from this side. Look, if you look at LeBron's comments, what did he say? What did he say wrong? He's been the face of, as soon as he walked into the league, not even before he walked into the league, he was scrutinized. He signed a jersey. Remember in high school,
yeah,
he signed a jersey
yeah.
outside in the parking lot,
Well, accepting
and
the
he got
Hummer, like there was a
and
lot
then
of yeah.
and then he went got auctioned, and then he got in big trouble.
Oh yeah,
Remember
yeah.
that one?
Mhm.
Boom. That's where they started. That's where they started. And then the Hummer, like, bro, the guy was dead broke, man. He came from nothing, legit nothing, dead broke, nothing,
Yeah,
literally nothing. And he got. They're talking about he signed $90 million
because
Nike
of
deal because
Jordan.
of Jordan.
Yeah,
Like, you know, like, these are like, do we listen to these conversations that we're having and then you go like, oh, I wonder why people hate the media. I wonder why players hate the media so much. You don't think I seen a tweet today. I was born in 2001. He doesn't know a league without LeBron in it.
mm.
And all he saw his whole life was, God damn, bro, anything this guy does, he gets shit on. And
I
he wins, he gets shit on. He loses, he gets shit on. LeBron gets a lot of praise too. But the conversations they have, go on Twitter right now and just search up the whole LeBron topic. You'll see like thousands of tweets of just people just talking shit for no reason. They're talking about his Reebok deal, this, that, whatever. It's like, none of you guys, social media and media, national media, or what do they call it? Legacy media. None of these guys even talk about the game anymore. That's the
mhm.
problem.
That's
These
what he's talking about, right?
these
Like
fa- these players, like, how many times do we have to hear KD say, "Yo, do you guys like basketball? Like, what do you guys talk about all the time? You guys don't talk about hoops. You guys are talking about like little drama. Like this is a TV show, dude. This is
yeah,
a sport. Why does the NFL? You know what the NFL has this problem. NFL's problem is with the game itself, where it's like, you know, the rule changes. You know, that's the big thing, right?
yeah, yeah.
Well, it's getting too soft. But
Refs and that. Yeah,
the coverage of the game isn't like that. The
yeah,
coverage of the game, they still talk about the game first, and then, you know, they'll still talk about, you know, whatever's going on with the refs or whatever's going on with the rules. You know, people can't hit anymore, flags, this, that. But though that's an in-game problem. The NBA, when we talk about the NBA problem, they say we take too many threes. Like, that's not a real problem, by the way. We're in the most skilled era we've ever been in. And
yeah.
then the problem has become, oh, the ratings are down. Oh, the stockholders, the shareholders
The
are
owner, the
losing money.
governors,
Oh,
blah
the
blah blah.
CBA is this, that.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, nothing is talked about within basketball, but somehow the players are gonna get blamed for the shit. And it's like, the players are like, bro, I'm just out here to hoop. I want to
Yeah.
hoop. If you want to criticize me, I've been criticized my whole life. Go ahead, but criticize my game. Don't go criticize me.
Well, that's the thing. You know, Stephen A. Like, for example, today he like because he brought it up. He talked about his whole thing was basically, oh, like, criticize. We're not. When are we allowed to criticize? He brought it up with KD. Remember when KD said, when KD had a Twitter thing a couple weeks ago, and he's like, when are we allowed to criticize, Kevin? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are we never allowed to critique anything? And it's like, and what did he critique today? The All-Star game absence, the decision, the this,
Dunk
the that, the this.
competition.
Like, you know what's funny? As at the dunk competition, you know
Dunk
what's funny? As ironic as it is, Skip brings up free throw woes. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I know he uses it to hit, like, the unclutch, non-clutch gene factor in LeBron, so it ends up being a weird conversation at the end of the day. But at least he brought up free throws. You know what I
He'll
mean?
bring up
Like,
tangible basketball shit. You know what I
kinda,
mean?
right? Then he goes to
Yeah.
killer mentality and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Starts seeping in. So I'm not giving Skip full credit, but it's just ironic that Skip is putting the biggest quote unquote hater of LeBron James, but like Stephen A goes on to proceed to do X, Y, and Z. Like, why don't you talk about how his age? Like yesterday, I forgot to say it in the Lakers segment, but when the lead was going away, LeBron started to look a little tired. I'm not gonna lie. Like when the league started like dwindling in the third quarter, Luka's 0 for 9 from 3, and LeBron's like not producing like in that moment. But that is 100% because of the age factor. It's not because all of a sudden like he just forgot how to play basketball. I think it's like he just needed a breather, et cetera, et cetera. But it's like there's so many things you can kind of nitpick. We are always nitpicking. Like last year when and every time when against the Nuggets, like LeBron, you got to get that rebound over Aaron Gordon, man. AD's out in the perimeter. Like somebody got because LeBron's like we always do that.
Always,
AD, like
always.
bro, all my favorite players. If there's something needs to be said, it's like I'll say it. Like yeah, sure, I'll go to bat for my favorite players too. But at the same time, I'll be like, yeah, I hear you. Like that was tough, but it doesn't define the whole legacy of a player. That one play, that one thing. So that's the thing. And another thing, there's two things here: LeBron James, and the face of the league. Two different conversations. If you really think about it, because Stephen A kept saying, "What? He's mad because he's second ever." That's what we say. He's the second best ever. No, dude. You know what? When you guys talk about, we talked about this privately. I think it's like when they talk about LeBron James. I don't think a lot of people understand this, or they do and they like to troll. You guys make it seem like second best is like the worst thing.
The worst thing ever.
Yeah.
It's literally like,
and it's always like, okay, he's the second best ever, but for everybody else, Hakeem, the greatest defender of all time. I don't even know where people rank Hakeem Olajuwon all time because I mean he's a pantheon player, right? Michael 6-0 in the finals, da 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 da. Kobe Bryant, this KD, the greatest scorer, 7-footer, blah blah blah. Everybody, nobody, like and that's good. Appreciate players, but when it comes to LeBron, it's like, I guess it's a tone problem with LeBron James. So when Stephen A and them are saying, "Oh, he's mad that we call him the second best player ever," well, it's the way you say it, dude. It is a thing. It's been a thing. You go on Twitter every single time. It's like, you know what I mean? And then everybody
try to find any little thing to keep him second. Like, you know what I mean?
But it's not just, but then that's like that's that media because they don't want to look really stupid. Because if you go any lower, it gets like, what are you talking about? But then the rest of the haters, they try to plug in player whatever is better because of X, Y, and Z, right? Like I don't want to get into all of that right now, but that's what LeBron is talking about. And then now, if you go to face of the league stuff, that's a whole episode, by the way, we can do. And when we go conversation, top 10 conversations, et cetera, et cetera. Luckily, the people in real life, I can have a proper conversation with, even if they're not LeBron is the GOAT people, they hear what I'm saying and I hear what they're saying. You know what I mean? It's a pretty, okay, we're both common sense people here. And no, we're not just Twitter trolls and online trolls, whatever. Face of the league, bro. There's a whole thing where like I'm pretty sure like last year, 2 years ago, it's like the top 5 players or the people who are MVP are all non-American. So there's a whole conversation there where you can get into this and that. Because it's like, is Jokic, because we're awarding him so many MVPs and he won a ring. So is he the best? Because his numbers and his efficiency and it continues to do so this year, regular season, crazy. Is Giannis still the best? Is this like, you know what I mean? And there's all that. And then it's like, okay, is it the best player who won on the best team last year? Because, you hold the title for a year. You may not be better than Jokic and Giannis, but because you won, you're the World Heavyweight Championship right now. Like, you're Leon Edwards. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you're not better than Kamaru, but that kick really made you the champ now. You have the belt. Was Tatum the best? Luka, et cetera, et cetera. And then, like, this year, is Shea the best player? Because he's the best player on the best team? Like, undisputed in a way.
Well,
so,
what's crazy?
Yeah, go on. No, go. I was just listing the names of players.
But you know what's crazy? Like, LeBron's comments yesterday wasn't about himself. Like, you know what I mean? He's talking about how Ant would view why Ant said what he said. You know what I mean? And Ant said what he said because Ant views, dude, these players, man, people don't understand that there's a 24-hour news cycle.
No.
So every game out of, you play 82 games of the season, all 82 are treated like the NBA finals, but they also don't matter because it's the regular season. You know what I mean? Like, you know how stupid that sounds? Like, you know what I mean? They play every night, and on Twitter every night someone's getting cooked.
Right.
Someone sucks ass, this, that, whatever. And it's
Mhm.
like, bro, like, why would I want this type of like attention on me, bro? If
Yep.
every little thing I do is scrutinized. We didn't know what Kobe was doing in his private life. We didn't know what Kobe was doing. Nobody could even watch every Laker game when Kobe was playing. Cable, we were watching. We could only watch cable
Yeah,
TV.
you
We
couldn't
watch
watch
games.
every game.
We
Yeah.
only watch. We literally could only watch Detroit Piston games and like Indiana Pacer games and Toronto Raptor games and like only East Coast. We never saw Kobe unless we go on YouTube to go search up a highlight.
Well,
You know
no,
what I
if
mean?
you're nationally televised, like on the
Oh, obviously
score,
nationally
like late
televised
night.
games.
Yeah,
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 yeah. But I'm saying
yeah.
like I can go on Crack Stream, whatever, Match G, League
I don't
Pass
know.
right now,
I don't
and
know
I
what
can
those
watch.
are.
I don't know what those are.
What?
Um, I can go on League Pass right now and find, and go watch a game. The Lakers are playing at 10:30. Oh, no worries, I can go watch them right now. You know what I mean? So every game, every single thing you do, you say on Twitter, you do this, everything is in the news cycle. Bro, this guy Michael Jordan will go, bro. He's going to the strip club. He's going to freaking what's it called? He's going gambling. He's going to play golf.
Doing
Imagine
this
if
thing.
imagine
Yeah.
during the season. They're doing these things during the season. Dennis Rodman's going crazy, this, that, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bro, Joel Embiid goes, Joel Embiid's like, I'm hurt, like, and they start going, everybody like, oh, even me too, I used to do it too, like, oh, this guy sucks, this guy's always hurt, Zion Williams is hurt, oh my god, this guy, this, that,
Mhm.
whatever, and then like any type of a little thing that happens, oh, that works on his legacy's cooked. While these guys celebrated Karl Malone for 20 years because nobody gave a shit. Like, it's a whole different era, but they keep trying to equate it to each other. They
Yeah.
don't realize how every single day, if I'm talked about negatively, every single day, I don't want that attention. Keep it away from me.
But
I'm just here to play basketball
but
now.
but like for me, it's like you're not wrong. You're right. I agree with your point, of course. But like, and if you want to get into a little nuance of it, though, it's like if you're criticized, like what it used to be like is like you just go out there and show it, right? Like I'm not saying the players aren't doing that, but it's just uh like for example, like if Wemby wants to be
No,
the face of the
no,
league,
but
right?
Uday, I go
What?
out there and show it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then they tell me that it's game 47 and it doesn't matter.
Well,
That's the
that's what
point.
I was
That's
gonna
the
say. I,
problem.
I was gonna say about what Gilbert kind of referencing Gilbert today, Gilbert Arenas. He's like winning 10 scoring titles, or do I win championships? But because the way you guys talk about LeBron, the guy we like, all the kids now, the young superstars now, they've only known this league with LeBron James in it, right? So it's like, oh, if I want to be that level of player, because and then like, yeah, if I want to be that level of a player, those top 10 all time, top 5 all time, if I want to aim for it, I need rings, because they always bring up
The,
6
the
and 0.
only the
They
only
always
thing
get
that
this.
matters,
So
4-6, four and
so
six,
let
four
me
and six.
figure out a way to win, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, Michael's team was pretty damn good too. Because the good team wins. It's a team effort, guys. It's not individual. Like the individual doesn't win the ring. It's the whole freaking team wins the thing. Whatever sport, like team sport you're talking about. But then it's like, oh, but then what about? But I'm sacrificing accolades to get rings because I need to be healthy for the rings, because all you guys ever said was rings, rings, rings. But it's funny because like, and then when like for example, I'm thinking of someone like T Mac, because I just thought of that video where he's like, I was averaging 30 at 24 years old or whatever, which is cool. But then he never got past the first round, right? But again, it depends on who you're arguing T Mac versus player B
Yeah.
for that, when you're gonna bring those up. But other than that kind of debate, we respect his game, what he did, 2-time whatever scoring title. He averaged like 30 plus X amount of times, led his team, cool, and we appreciate it. Like, there was Kobe, T Mac, whatever like swing man you liked, like guard, forward, whatever, small forward. So that's the thing. Like, if you don't have that, then regular season won't generate. But you're telling me playoff success only it matters, right? But then it's just like,
They do this, right? Like, the whole ring conversation, because LeBron's 4-6, so he can never be the GOAT, and his 40,000 points doesn't matter, and whatever, 6 on base defense, none of that shit matters, right? So only rings matter. Okay, so I go get a ring. No, I go and I'm only playing to win. I'm only playing to win, so I'm
yeah,
not going for my stats. So I'm Jason Tatum. Since my rookie year, I've never not made a Eastern Conference Finals. Only one time in my career I haven't made the Eastern Conference Finals. Made it to the finals twice. Won a ring. I did what you guys wanted me to do. I'm 26 years old. I haven't even hit my prime yet. I
mhm.
won a ring. I think he is like he's like the most playoff points for 26 year
Yeah,
old. I think he's like right under LeBron or something like that. Did all that, so much playoff success.
yeah,
We go on Twitter, they're all clowning him. They
yeah.
clown him every day. You go on YouTube, you go search up Stephen A. Smith first take. They won't even
No
talk
one's
about the
talking about it.
Celtics. They
No one's
won't even
talking.
they won't even talk about the
Well,
Celtics.
and
They'll say,
he,
"Oh, he's a great player," and then they won't even say a word.
yeah,
The Cavs this year have lost 6 games, I think, or something like 12 games or something like that, right? I think that's
yeah,
what,
they're 10 games.
10
They lost.
games, 10 games, bro.
Yeah, I ever talked about.
40-10.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell is not even in top 5 MVP voting.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan Mitchell, I'm just saying one player. I'm not even. Mobley's having a crazy year. DG's having a crazy year. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just one player even. Donovan Mitchell.
yeah.
They don't even. Who the fuck is Donovan Mitchell, bro? What is a spot? Like, you know what I mean? Like that. Like that's like it doesn't make any sense. They move the goalpost every 4 seconds.
Yeah, the
We
goalpost.
just seen.
The
We
clock
just
hopping.
seen. We just seen Jokic lose to the Lakers miserably.
Yeah.
Then he went played against the Bucks, lost. Giannis
Yeah,
outplayed him.
Giannis,
Bad.
yeah, yeah.
Like he
Good.
got a
Yeah,
triple double, but Giannis outplayed him.
yeah. Giannis
He did
got
that.
him.
The Kia MVP ladder got updated today. He's first because he got triple doubles. So I'm like, bro, like, what are we doing? Like, nothing is.
But,
There's no rules we follow. We follow about who they wanna smash or who they think is cute. I don't know what the rule is anymore.
and that's the thing though. Like, okay, look, Jokic and Giannis are like made men. I think at least like they're like among the prime players. Like, I'm not talking about LeBron, Curry, KD, old head to like the oldest. I'm talking about prime players. Those two are made. Then it's look, I'm a Luca fan, right? And I had Luca number 2 or number 3 on my list or whatever when we did that in the beginning of the season. But Tatum, at the end of the day, like I think Luca's better than Tatum. Like if Luca had the right team, blah blah blah. But and like a formidable team, right? But Tatum, I can't
Is that a
argue.
knock on Tatum? How is
No,
that a knock on
but
Tatum?
no,
You know what I mean? But they
yeah,
knock him
no,
for
but
it.
they knock him for it, and that's the thing. But then that's like 3 players I named, but Tatum doesn't get talked like a top 5, top 4 player, right? Because Shea has aura or something like that.
Bro, Shea
Even,
has look. I love
no,
Shea. Shea's my best friend. Like I don't. He's Toronto man. He's like
yeah,
my
he's
homie,
awesome,
right?
but
Shea has done nothing in his career. He has done nothing. He's averaged
that's
30
what I was gonna
twice.
say.
He's done
How
nothing.
is
He's
how is
T-Mac,
he
basically.
overlapping Tatum? That was my go. I was pretty much gonna say that,
Yeah.
right? And then like the only person who can overlap Tatum is Luka to me because of what I've seen, the eye test, the numbers, the God-given ability of it is like it's hard for me to put, you know what I mean? But that's the only player I'm making an exception for. Everyone else, Tatum is triumphed, including the media's winning column, winning a ring column. Numbers wise, he's out of here. Like, everything wise. So Eastern Conference Finals, everybody else struggling to get to these Eastern Conference Finals, but Joel Embiid has MVP, right? And then Jokic won the ring. And then what happened after that? Has he gone back to the conference finals? No offense to Jokic. I think Jokic is the best player, but
he's the best player too.
But I'm just saying, but Jason Tatum continuously progresses because there's no one arguing that Tatum is not the best player on that team. No one is coming to my face and saying Jaylen Brown is better than thing, right? So it's kind of like, what are we doing here, right? Like I don't get it.
So if I'm Tatum and I just want a ring, and then I turn on my TV, and Stephen A. Smith is talking about, like Embiid or somebody, or like whatever's going on in KD's personal life, and I'm like, okay, dude, like, what is this coverage of the NBA?
Well, and it's funny because I just want to point that Stephen A. did say that they were saying Tatum versus Tatum, talking about Tatum. Like Gilbert said, he named Magic, he named a couple players, and then the next player is Tatum, right? And then they went back and forth about that.
Yeah,
and then he's like, and Stephen A. said, talking about LeBron. So basically, he meant that LeBron brings the clicks. That's what he said over Tatum. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not true, but look, LeBron's 40 now. And before this Luka trade, everyone's saying, shout out Charles Barkley, Lakers are not contenders. Lakers are not this, blah, 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 whatever, right? Anthony Davis is street clothes. So why don't you guys take the second to maybe not talk about old LeBron, he's never winning again, blah, 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 and the Lakers sorry ass, Because they suck, right? They're not going to win. Denver's daddy. Denver is their daddy. Blah blah blah. Talk about the other storied franchise, which my rivals. I don't like the Celtics, but the Celtics are the best team. So why aren't the best teams getting talked about? And they're not the best team. Like Cleveland's the best team. Like a small town market. Like if Orlando was first seed, I get why you're not talking because you're like it's not going to generate buzz. But Boston's supposed to be like, Boston's supposed to be up there. So I don't get this. That's the Tatum argument of it, right?
But and then also,
where is he now? By the way, and he's third. Okay, so the updated list, he's third in MVP ladder, like in the NBA website.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, so I guess we're arguing. I guess now people. I guess somebody's listening.
It's like those. It's like those dumb nuance. There's just dumb conversations that we have about these players, and we don't talk about the basketball enough. I feel like people just get away from the basketball too much, and they be talking about feelings and ratings and stock holds and whatever money and this that. And it's like, bro, can we talk about the on court product?
Tatum is getting a little. And I'm not saying he is LeBron James, but he's getting that. You know what I said about how LeBron's the second best player? It's like, here, bro, damn. It's like Tatum gets that shout. Everybody talks about all these good players, and then Tatum goes, yeah, okay, you could sit here. Here's your All-NBA first team. Can you shut up? Like, I want to go back to talking about these guys. And it's like, but it's not that he doesn't deserve it, though. You're acting like he doesn't deserve it. That's the whole thing I was trying to say about LeBron. It's like, that's the whole Tatum argument.
You know what's so crazy? You said like how you said like LeBron brings clicks. You know what I mean?
Well,
and this that whatever, right?
Yeah.
Stephen A. said LeBron brings clicks, right?
Yeah.
Like so, like y'all just gonna what happens when LeBron retires in 2 years? You're just gonna keep talking about LeBron. They're gonna be like, "Oh, LeBron left this Lakers team in a terrible spot," like some shit like that.
Well,
like,
shouldn't they be pivoting? Like, right?
No, all they do is talk about the Lakers. They talk about the Warriors. They talk about the Suns, and it's like, guys, we have so many young, great teams right now. So many young, great players right now. And even so many young bad players, like people who are struggling. Like, but there's no analysis going on in either way, either side. They just want whatever TMZ article they can make.
Also, if somebody brings up, I found it funny. I love the memes. I find the jokes, but I know it's not gonna help shape my agenda towards someone. I just share it with people and my friends, and then or retweet sometimes. But obviously, it's a troll. But some people are real about these trolls. Like they really want to tell you that X, Y, Z. And what I'm gonna reference is the whole Olympics thing where Tatum's getting benched, blah blah blah. Guys, Booker, sure, he was Drew Holiday, even though Drew Holiday was on the team. But like the role, like that, the Olympics thing, based on even the documentary, those three old heads pretty much made it about themselves. LeBron, KD, and Steph. It was their story. It was their, and all the games they're gonna take over and do their thing. Everyone else was a supporting actor.
It was one last hurrah, like that's
but
how
then
it
again,
was.
like Tatum got the most clowned because of all that. But it's like, bro, you could honestly put the same thing about Halliburton and the Ant and Booker in terms of their impact on the team. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, obviously, I'm not saying they were like all bums, but I'm just saying like. Nobody was supposed to be important. It was about those three. It was a last hurrah.
Literally.
They literally shot a movie. It's like a script. It was a scripted freaking tournament at this point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was fire for those three. It was for them, guys. So at the end of the day, that's the thing. I like the trolls, the this, the that. Embiid, like blah blah blah, Bam, whatever. But they were all supporting characters to these three. So. Like that's the thing, right? But
just keep it about basketball, guys. Like
people
just keep it on basketball.
People go off this basis and try to create their narratives when it's like, bro, I'm watching the game.
Okay, last thing I want to say before we move on to the next topic. Imagine being like Wemby right now, and then you like in the beginning of the season, you're the next face of the league. People are like looking at you, this, that, whatever. You'll turn on your TV or you go on Twitter. And you just see somebody talking about how LeBron's not the greatest in the world because his son, plays in the G League Lakers. You know what I mean? It's like, first of all, like how it's such a why are you talking about people's kids like that? The way the conversation you guys have is like it's so uncomfortable feeling where it's like, why would I want my personal life so invaded when I'm just playing basketball? You know what I mean?
I'm just loud about the wrong things sometimes. That's the thing, right? And it is just like a little bizarre. how they go about it, and it's like, how are you promoting your league? Oh, this is the one I was
Bro,
gonna.
they were
I
talking
forgot.
about Giannis's wife on Twitter all day yesterday. It's like, bro, like, what are we
Yeah,
talking about?
but
Giannis just had a crazy game. Like,
but
what?
no, but like this is the thing. Actually, what I wanted to say, I think I told you this before. Patrick Mahomes has like in NFL has excelled all things, right? Like he's
Yeah.
put himself in GOAT conversations in his first 7-8 years, whatever. And the respect is given. Don't get me wrong. Now we're seeing the whole evil empire, Darth Vader, bull crap, blah blah blah. Cool, I get it. Winning leads to that. That's not even a criticism of NFL fans and media. But no one has ever once told me in the last 2 years when Mahomes is not throwing 5,000 yards anymore since 2022, his MVP season. He's not doing these crazy things. He's still winning. He still won. He lost now, but then he won two and then lost one. 3 years,
He won
right? Since his
15
MVP,
games last year, you
right?
know.
No, but no, and Lamar won an MVP, and Josh won an MVP, and this and that, and no one has come to me or like even like on Twitter. Forget in person, because in person people don't talk like the Twitter people and IG people, but no one has ever said at the end of the day, Lamar and Josh Allen and whoever you want to throw in there, your favorite Joe Burrow is better than Patrick Mahomes because they know where standard Patrick Mahomes is at. But you know what's funny? Like that's why LeBron is feeling the way he probably does. It's like, yo, it's been 20 something years. Bro,
Yeah.
they treated me like I'm with, like down there.
I'm
Like,
28, so like, you know, like I'm still
yeah,
trying to prove myself out
yeah.
here.
Like,
Like,
that's
you
the
know,
Tatum Shea thing, Luca thing, bro.
yeah, like why is my legacy being talked about, bro? My
Every
legacy's been
time.
cooked, bro. It's over.
Yeah.
I'm 22 years and like I'm 40 years old. Like nothing I can do is gonna
Yeah.
be impacting my
One
legacy.
sec. But yeah, that's the thing, right? And Mahomes has so much left to accomplish. He's not the GOAT yet at all. But it's like, when we lost this year and they got like brutally killed in the Super Bowl, everybody, haters and like in the media, in the regular media, haters and like fans of Mahomes and the Chiefs at the same time, they're like, is it over? That was the question. Is the GOAT debate over? What did they say? They said, nah. Like the people that think like properly, usually they're like, no, it's paused, but we'll see where he goes. You know what I mean? Because there are those crazy fan, like the diehard haters are probably like, no, Brady would never lost like that. He never threw this many interceptions. You nuances, right? But
Style, whatever,
but
yeah.
majority of the population is like, nah, man, he's that guy, and we'll see what he does for the rest of his year. That was a crazy start.
But it's the same thing for all of them too. All of them. Like, does anybody say like, "Oh, Josh Allen's career is over because he can't beat
No,
Mahomes"?
never,
No.
never.
You know,
Lamar, we're back
like
again next.
is Lamar? No, we're right back. Lamar
But
MVP. You know
but
what I
for
mean? Like,
LeBron, it's like since 2011. By the way, he could never crack top 10 or top five
like
for many people. It's since 2011. And now we're at like 4 rings later, this many All NBAs later, blah blah blah. It's still freaking talked about every
bro,
single. But at
it's
this
the same
point,
thing.
it is where he is, wherever he is in your standings. And but again, Stephen A, the way you and others say he's second place, it's like a fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why are you so sad about that, bro? Like, geez, Louise. Like I don't get it. Like, is he not
He
the
was
best you've seen since Michael? Like, or whatever? Like, I don't get it.
he was so
So
upset today, dude. He
yeah.
was so
Well,
he looked
he
so
was
mad.
cutting into Wendy. Wendy couldn't finish his take, and Gilbert
He
was
was
starting
so
to say
mad,
something, and it's
bro.
like, so I don't
Dude,
know.
Gilbert had to talk so softly. He's like,
Yeah.
"What about this? Okay,
Well,
what about this?"
it just seemed personal. So I mean, hopefully they
Yeah.
figure that out. It's so funny because there's that, and then I saw Skip's tweet about LeBron's playing like the best basketball I've seen in like 3 years. I'm like,
Why doesn't Stephen A. Smith ever say any of this in front of Bron's face? Is my question. Why is he always
oh,
on
that
TV?
clip where he's like,
Last
guys,
that from yeah, that boy is
uh,
all quiet now. Oh, he's all quiet now.
bro, I
No
don't
more
know.
conversations. You don't want to tell me about what Bronny's doing and how I'm a terrible father. Like, whatever. Okay,
Yeah,
it's just dumb. It's just dumb.
that's a personal thing they have
Yeah,
going on. Like, cool,
yeah.
whatever. But yeah, so based on like, again, like we talked about this list a lot throughout this episode. But let me go into this MVP race right now. Let's quickly hop on this in this update right now. So Nikola Jokic is 1, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander 2, Jason Tatum number 3, Giannis Antetokounmpo 4, LeBron James 5. Didn't think I'd see him on this top 5 list this year, to be honest. Like, again, for me, his career has been like kind of wrapped. Everything else is just extra. Anthony Edwards is 6, Donovan Mitchell 7, Karl Anthony Towns 8, Cade Cunningham 9, Jaren Jackson Jr. 10. That's the top 10.
So I'm gonna just start off right now. Cade should be way higher.
Cade, bro,
Cade should be way higher, bro. Cade
killing
should
it.
be way high.
The
And Cade's gonna
Pistons
be, I think he's gonna be all NBA second team this year. Like he's going crazy this year.
figuring it out really,
But if we're
really
talking
well.
about MVP, bro, there's only one MVP in the league, and he sits out every fourth quarter. He scores 30 every night, and he goes in a post game quote and he tells everyone to shut up. And then we have TikTok edits about him. It's
Yo,
Shea
sure.
Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh,
No, shut up, shut up, shut up.
or. Yeah, freaking Duke Dennis in the back. Dennis. Yeah, Duke Dennis.
Yeah, so he's the MVP, man. Like, I'm sorry, but like Jokic having a great year, but can we be real about Jokic for a second? We're starting to Jokic is starting to get to that point where it's kind of like a Harden, like you Harden, Westbrook, leading the team type of vibe, where it's like, yeah, every action is ran through me, so I'm gonna get every stat.
Right.
That's how we're good, but that's how they're supposed. That's how they're gonna win because the Denver Nuggets suck. Like I don't think they're that good.
Yeah.
I think they're.
No,
I don't think they're
since
that
last
good. They
year,
match up. They match up. Yeah, they match up horribly with a lot of teams.
Many teams.
But the Jokic thing, it's like, bro, like, yeah, Jokic is that good. He's gonna get 40 point. He's gonna get 30-point triple double every night. That's just what he does. But the impact that Shea's having on, dude, they're literally like when he's on the court. They're plus 18. It's literally on off is plus 18. When he's off the court, it's plus 0.4. Like that's how much of a difference he makes on that team. That team offense, like if you watch that team, like their offense is so bad without him. They're like it's like legit terrible without him. And the whole team, like the team just goes through him, and they're the 1 seed, 47-11. He should be going for back-to-back MVPs right now, in my opinion. But like now with this full list, it's like, guys, like, what is the justification for Jokic to get it over Shea? If Shea had a better team and didn't have – Shea has a better team this year, fairs. Does Shea have worse, like terribly worse stats? No.
Yeah.
And are we going to knock Shea for having a better team? Like, why would – like, is that the argument here? So I'm averaging 30 a night. I say on every fourth quarter, I'm a plus 20, basically a plus 20 when I'm on the court and a plus 0 when I'm off the court. And I'm the first seed. Like, what else do you want from me? Like, there's not much else I can do. I don't play the Jokic basketball where I'm gonna have the ball every play and my teammates can't score without me. Like they need an assist from Jokic because they're bums. They can't create their own bucket. Like
so
that's
this is my. No, are you done? Are you
I'm good.
Your point? No, because I don't want you to miss your points. Like, but like, yeah, like you've kind of said it multiple times, so I get it. Like, this is my point. Okay, first of all, for me, the MVP, if I were to give it right now, and like for the last couple of weeks or whatever, is SGA. I think it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but it's not necessarily to like hate on Jokic because a lot of people. That's what I see. Not you. I'm saying. There's people that, again, like the whole big conversation of the whole, like the haterade, that's how we talk about NBA these days. There's nothing bad about Jokic. Jokic is the best player in the world. We'll keep saying it. It's like when LeBron was the best player in the world and Steph and Harden and everyone was winning their little MVPs, which is cool. They were the best. They were the MVP that year. You already said it. The way you said it with the whole sitting out the fourth, leading the league and this and that. When I sit, what happens, blah, blah, blah. That's literally how when Steph used to sit out in the fourth, you know what I mean? When Harden did it, like, everyone like LeBron, like it's like, because we're winning for championships, I need to stay rested. So they'd rest in the fourth pretty much because we have a 20-point lead because of me. Those are like, that's the classic quotes that every MVP usually gets, right? And so that's the thing with SGA for me. It's like, and when it comes down to it, I have to be consistent. They are the best team. Or I guess the thing like the Cleveland Cavaliers record-wise is, but I think they're the best team in the hard West too, with the Denver Nuggets being the third seed. It's not like they're one game behind, by the way. Like last year was closer. Last year, remember
it's a 10-game gap.
No, that matters to me because I'm on record when Russell Westbrook even won the triple-double MVP. I understood the story, but he was also 6th seed, right? And then Harden
was 1 seed, literally 1 seed.
And again, if Harden didn't do what he did, I think Russ is definitely the next MVP. Like it just if it's pulling hairs, right? Like at the end of the day, but like if he didn't average a triple double, that's Harden's award, right? So it's like if Russell was second, maybe with like close to Rockets that year, the OKC Thunder, then I'd be like, yeah, I can't argue it. But that was the whole standings thing, and I know there's a thing where it's like Jokic wins it as a thing seed, and Jokic wins it as a top first seed, right? Which I totally get everyone's complaints on that, but in this, forget about all that. The bubble that I'm seeing, and based on how I usually judged MVP growing up, in this case, there's not a lot to say. I think he until Jokic catches up to him because Jokic is averaging a triple double, like Russ did and all that stuff. What you call it? And the whole like offense running through me thing. Yeah, that's a factor too. But like if that leads to the first seed, I give Jokic the
Oh,
MVP,
100%.
right? But in
Yeah.
this case, SGA's style for this season is the first seed is winning. It's this, and that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You don't know crazy stat? So I feel like this kind of like wraps it up for me. Because I know it's a team stat, but it's like if we're gonna talk about wins and how much they matter. So versus a 500 and above, the Nuggets are 13-15 this season. The Oklahoma City Thunder are 21-10.
That's a
21
big
and 10.
no, but that's a big tell. When you have the MVP, are you the most valuable player winning against the better teams? Because
and also,
yeah,
like if we talk about whatever this last month, the Nuggets, the last time they won against an above 500 team was January 21st.
yeah.
We're in March
the
1st
Nuggets
tomorrow.
So a lot of people would argue that like, okay, so with Jokic, they'd be the worst seed ever. But it's like, but SGA is playing at the higher level. That's my thing, though. I'm not trying to hate on Jokic, but SGA is playing at that level, and he's been the last 2 years, right? Like as the MVP. So that's the thing. And the one stat, the tweet that I saw where it was like Iverson, Kobe, Harden, Shea. SGA has joined an elite group of players in the last 25 years to score 30 plus points in 35 or more games for 3 straight seasons.
That's
right?
Crazy.
Like that's insane. And then it's like, and before you even ask, SGA has done it on the fewest amount of free throws of the 4. Just because that's the whole thing, right? The Minnesota game recently, Minnesota game, instead of, you know what I mean? It's funny because the first game he had like a 40-point triple double, and then the second game it's like, oh, he's
a back to back.
He's foul baiting, blah blah blah. It's like, and then Ant got all the shout outs for the block, this and that, and then it's like they go back to hating Ant.
Also had like 12 points, like.
But he impacted the team. But then, like the first game, I didn't see the buzz for SGA's win. But again, that's cool. I'm not trying to hate on Adam. I'm just saying, like, how you talk about certain players and how people talk about other players is interesting. So that's the thing, right? The whole free throw thing, because all these stats are not coming out where it's like, damn, SGA doesn't really take as much free throws. Because you know why? Your favorite players, pure hoopers and all that stuff, got more free throws, and we love
MVP. I think KD is MVP or had more free throws attempted per game,
and we celebrated that. We did.
But the thing this is my point. This comes right back to the whole media conversation.
It goes back.
Look at the shit we're talking about. Like, are we really talking about like free throws like that? Really,
I don't like talking about it.
Free throws, like
somebody in the comments,
free throws. But
yeah.
I think
it never mattered, bro.
Like the NBA also has a serious ref problem. That's the problem.
Oh,
now if I'm
gonna find me, bro.
If I'm gonna talk about the problem with the on-court gameplay, my biggest problem is the refs. The Zebras they've lost the plot, bro. Every game is about them. None of the games are about the superstars that are going on the court. It's about what call can I make to piss you the fuck off.
Oh, you're enjoying the game? Watch this. Now, quick tad bit before we go. I know it's getting to a long episode, but I just wanted to say it because we don't know, because like they're kind of spicy right now, and we don't know where they'll be the next time we record. Because the Warriors are 7-1 since the trade, I think, since the Jay Butler trade, and they're sitting now at the 7th seed with 32-27. Do you want to go, or do you want me to say what I think about all that?
You can go ahead first.
It's cute. It's like, bro, again,
I don't give a damn.
It's about the Warriors.
I don't give a damn, bro.
It's about the Warriors as a team, bro. You're just, it's like, to me personally, you're just what is it called? Like taping over the cracks. But you're not, bro. You didn't get Luka Doncic level of a player. You didn't get Giannis to come to Golden State. If Giannis Antetokounmpo somehow randomly appeared in a Golden State jersey in front of me, yeah, you guys take it all, bro. With Steph and Draymond and all that. This is Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler. It's the thing in football, soccer. We say this. It's the new manager kick or whatever. Oh, what's it called?
The honeymoon phase.
Honeymoon phase. New manager
Yeah.
bounce.
Yeah.
It's Jimmy Butler
It's like,
bounce.
yeah, when same thing with the NFL. Like, when a coach gets fired, like the very
Yeah.
next game, they'll remember the Raiders. Like
Yeah.
the Raiders won and they went crazy. It's
Yeah.
just how it happens.
I've seen
I'm
it in
not really moved.
Minnesota. He leads into the playoffs.
They still employ pods, bro. I don't care, man.
That's
Like
why
that team stinks, man.
like some
No,
at
but
one
okay,
point the implosion will happen, and
it's gonna happen.
like Jimmy Butler is not that Jimmy Butler. Like you didn't get
Look,
Kevin Durant, even though
Steph playing as good as he is it's nice to see. Like that's all I'm gonna say.
all time
56 points. Like
that was insane.
what a game last night. Like he went crazy. Like
Yeah,
I was watching the game because I was like, oh, Paulo's having a good game, and then he goes like 4 straight threes. I was like, yo, like that's like prime. That's like vintage Steph.
Yeah, it's so fun to see.
Yeah, that's that. It's just a fun to watch.
Yeah,
my team that I want to quickly talk about before we leave is the is the 27 and 32 with Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. Phoenix Suns. They are the 11th seed. They are 5 games under 500, and they are not gonna make the playoffs. Dude, you know what's so crazy?
Yeah.
In the beginning of the season, when we did our conversations about like the beginning, like what we think how the teams are gonna look, I said that the Suns do not move me and like they're gonna be ass and blah blah blah. Like I was like yelling and screaming about it, trying to be like troll. Bro, like that prediction has been the most spot on prediction of the season. They are actual trash.
No, like okay, so Joe Star Jokic on Twitter, he's funny. Like I like his TikToks too. Like he's just a chill guy. Like the way he talks, it's fun. His opinions and stuff. He even said it. He's like, because the Suns have the worst vibes. They lost 9 of their last 11, 4 of their last 5, including losses to Wemby-less Spurs, Raptors, and now the 14 seed Pelicans. Picks are tied up for a while, and KD is pretty much like looking at like Airbnbs at other cities already because this summer he's cooked. He's gone.
They have the worst contract. They have the worst contract position I've ever seen in my life. They have no assets. They have no assets at all. All their players want to leave. They literally have no future.
Right.
And it's crazy. Do you see the quote that came out today, the Budenholzer thing, where it's like he told Devin Booker to tone it down?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what? But you know what's crazy? I was thinking about it today. I'm like, I don't know. I know, like, for sure KD's going to leave, right? Like, he's probably going to leave. We're probably going to go somewhere, you know, what he does. If you want to come to the Lakers, we have room. You just got to take a pay cut.
Just read, bro. But the Lakers using his Sander or whatever.
I highly doubt Devin Booker stays on that team.
You got the scoring title, right?
You know why though? Because it's not because the Suns he's not a Suns lifer or he wants to leave or this, that, whatever. It's because I've noticed this trend recently when new ownership or new GM comes in, and the guy's not like they do this in football more, in NFL more, but now they're starting to do it in basketball too. When the superstar player on the team is not a person you drafted, you kind of don't have ties to him. Like Matt Ishba, like he doesn't care for Devin Booker. Nico Harrison, he didn't care for Luka Doncic because that's not the guy he drafted. You know what I mean? There's another one. There's another one who got traded. What's it called? The Minnesota guys. They got rid of Cat. They didn't care about Cat because Cat was not the guy that they drafted. Ant was the guy that they drafted. You know what I mean? Like, so I wouldn't be surprised if Devin Booker finds himself on some team. And I think I know the team for him. It's going to be the New York Knicks. Like that's the most like Devin Booker spot I've ever seen in my life because
if Paul George didn't go to the Sixers, it was going to be the Sixers. They always get a superstar two guard, like a guard, and they're like, play with Embiid. Go.
But it's honestly insane. Their team is so fried. That team is so cooked. Like, we're not going to see them in the playoff. Like, if you think about it right now, we're not going to see two of Golden State, Minnesota, Dallas, Sacramento, Phoenix. Those 5 teams might not make the playoff. And I guess if you want to throw in the Clippers there as well, because they're at 32 wins as well.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like,
shout out to Harden. Always winning.
Shout out to the Rockets. Shout out to the Memphis Grizzlies. Yeah. These young boys are just.
By the way, LeBron tweeted at 7:19. Oh, he did a whole thread about what we talked about. It was kind of funny. It's like breaking news because I just saw it. He's like, exactly, made my point. But anyways, happy this convo has started. It ain't about face of the game, and it ain't about. This is my first time reading this, and it ain't about one person or one show. It's about the culture of basketball, the most beautiful game in the world. Our game has never been better. Incredible young stars from all over the world, and some older ones. Steph Curry should be all we are talking about today. I was actually thinking about that how no one talked about his 56-point game or whatever.
Bro.
Let's discuss how great OKC and the Cavs have been this season with two completely different play styles and break down why and how they have. Of course, if players don't perform, we need to discuss that too and break that down. Even that can be discussed in a way not to bring finality to that player's game,
Finality. Oh my
but to
goodness. Thank
leave
you,
room
Braun.
to see how that player responds. And let's watch the journey of that player. Like I said, that one play does not, I literally said it in this episode, that one play does not make me determine his whole career. This ain't about me either. At this point, I don't care what's said about me. It's always something. This is about the impact and the negativity is having on our beautiful game and our fans. I know I speak for a lot of players and more importantly, a hell of a lot of great fans that truly love and celebrate this sport around the world. Hashtag mind the game. It's because LeBron and JJ, you guys stopped the podcasting. That's the problem. You guys were saving the world, and then you guys said, let's win a trip with Luka Doncic. So until that happens, we're going to keep getting the negativity. But basically, that's a good summary. LeBron pretty much is the conclusion of what we talked about in this episode. So don't read his tweets before you watch this episode. Yeah. Before we go, quick fire. Who's winning the Elimination Chamber in Toronto, our hometown?
Who's winning the Elimination Chamber?
Yeah.
I'm hearing rumors that Drew McIntyre won it. I'm gonna go with Cena. Like I'm just gonna. I don't think he shouldn't main event. So I'm gonna go with Cena.
Bro didn't win Royal Rumble, so.
Hold on, somebody's ringing the doorbell.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's John Cena too. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see tomorrow Elimination Chamber. I guess tune into that. And yeah, thanks for joining in for this crazy topic. Much needed topic in today's NBA landscape. Hopefully, we'll be back with another episode with more talking points. And yeah, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the Ridgeway Pod.
Peace.